everyone, and welcome to another episode of Jack of All Trades. I'm your host, Jack Allen, and today I'm really excited about our show. We have Pittsburgh's own Skyliners, and for the older people, they'll certainly recognize the people that are here, plus the tunes, of course. Tunes like Since I Don't Have You, This I Swear, Pennies from Heaven. So I'd like to welcome Donna Groom, John Sarkis, and Jim Gregorakis.
Gregorakis.
And I will refer to him as Jimmy G, just so I don't embarrass myself.
Simpler.
I've lost
So
my
welcome.
identity.
We've been doing this show for a year now, and it's an award-winning show. We had a best series on TV last year, so we're really excited to kick off 2021 on a terrific note. So
Well, we're happy to be here, Jack.
Thanks for having us.
absolutely. Donna, since you're the senior member of the group, if you can tell us a little bit about when it began.
For me, yeah, 1981. I was 19. I was at Robert Morris, going to school, studying communications. Actually, I liked working in the TV studio. That was my thing. I had gone to music school prior to that, and I decided that a degree in piano was not going to, do anything. And I entered so many competitions. It was ridiculous, and I got tired of losing to a certain type of people that they didn't want a life, and all they did was practice. And I just wanted to do other things too. So we heard that, I always knew the Skyliners, always. When they came out with Where Have They Gone, I thought, oh yeah, the group is back out, they got another hit, this is great. We'd listen to KDKA, they were there alongside the Eagles, alongside, Barry Manilow. It was all played at the same time, it was great. And my mother saw an article in the paper, and it said that two members, which would have been Kathy Cooper, Jimmy Ross, were leaving the Skyliners, and they had a record deal with MCA, and they were going out to the coast to pursue their dreams, and that left two spots. So I didn't really know how to get a hold of anybody. It was suggested by Perry Marshall. I called in the talk show. What do I do? And he says, get a hold of Joe Rock or call Entertainment Unlimited. And so I called and I expressed interest. They got a hold of Joe, they got a hold of me.
The rest is history.
I went to, wait, is today the 14th? What's today?
Today's the
Today is
13th.
the 12th.
Tomorrow's my
Or
40th
13th.
anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh,
So you joined, you said, in 81?
81.
Okay, good. And they also got, what you would have been around for, the Hall of Fame Award in 2002, vocal group.
Yes,
So
that was great fun.
Yeah, was that at?
You had to ask. It was drivable, I know that. No, Manhattan Transfer came. They were there, and it was just a great time. Great time.
Oh, I mean, what
Yeah.
an accomplishment. What an accomplishment. Then, of course, Jimmy Beaumont passed away in 2017.
Yes.
And, suddenly, obviously.
Suddenly get a call, and at the time, Nick was still in the group with us, Nick Pochak. And he goes, what do you want to do? And I just recently, I had heard John and Jim and with their group at Levels, at the Rivers Casino.
Yeah.
And we sat in, we had such a good time. I was there with Kim Alexander, and who else was there with us? I forget.
Judy Fiegel.
Judy
Fiegel.
Fiegel.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
all sat in, we had a great time, and I thought, wow, this guy's really good. Really good. He can sound like anybody he wants to. So we had 3 out-of-town contracts, like Los Angeles, or San Bernardino, and
Indiana.
Indiana at the Star Theater. There were, we didn't know what to do, so we checked with the promoters, will you still have the group? And they said, yes, come. And I was very, very glad. We were well received, but I called John, I said, would you like to join us for those 3 gigs? And he did so well and was so accepted, I thought this is gonna work really great. So I asked him to stay.
And from what I understand, the first one that you went to was only 4 weeks after Jimmy Beaumont passed away, right?
If
Is that the
that.
one in-
If there wasn't
that,
even that, it
maybe
was
2
very
weeks, if
quick.
I think it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks maybe max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a whole hour and a half rehearsed.
Yeah.
to learn the words, which you probably knew anyhow.
Yeah. I'll go my lonely way. Now that you're gone, I walk the lonely streets from dusk till dawn. If I can't walk along with you, then I'll go my lonely way. You had to go your way. I don't know why. If friends should ask me, dear, what's my reply? That's why I go on loving you and go on my lonely way.
So then, John, you did a fill-in at that point. When
Yeah.
did you actually join the Skyliners?
Actually, I believe it was right after the first show, which was Merrillville, Indiana. It went, thank God, it went very well. And it was right after that, Nick called me and said, this felt okay. How would you feel about taking the position permanently? And I said, let me think, yes. I mean, I didn't check with my wife. I didn't check. I said, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And fortunately, she was in favor, and everything was good. And yeah, it just.
In the meantime, I got to tell you, we had a band, John and I, and I said, "What's going to happen to the band?" He says, "I'll work both groups, both things," and it worked out fine.
Yeah.
It really did.
It does. I've done it for 40 years.
Yeah. Right, because you do obviously more than the Skyliners. I mean,
Yeah.
I would see, you down at the rivers.
Yeah.
and-
Well, the
and other
Skyliners book way in
places.
Yeah.
advance, and knowing what our calendar is, it's easy to just fill in the empty spots with our local stuff.
There's that, roofing and siding, all kinds of good stuff.
If you need your plumbing fixed. And then, Jim,
Yes.
when did you actually come into the group? Because you're not the newest member, but
No,
the
I was. It was
second newest.
about a year after John was in the group. They had some personnel changes, and I was minding my own business on vacation in Florida when I get a call from John. He said, "Would you be interested in auditioning for the Skyliners?" And I thought for a minute, yes. And so,
Yes.
It goes around.
strangely enough, my audition happened on January 14th.
No kidding.
Yes, 3 years ago. So I waited. I had auditioned. There were like 4 other guys, and I waited and didn't hear anything. On the 31st of January, I get a phone call. "Welcome to the Skyliners." Okay.
And we regretted it ever since.
He says, no. And then they said, "We're on this weekend. Where was it? Wilkes-Barre. And then we go to Lorain,
Yeah.
Ohio."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had some really quick rehearsals, and we did it, and it worked out fine. We were very well accepted. The crowds have been just phenomenal.
I remember when I was a child, I heard an oak tree calling quietly. It said, "Child, you can grow as strong as me. If you dream it, that's how it will be." And you have many mountains to climb, and you will climb them one at a time. Before the shadows fall, you will be standing tall, but you have many, many mountains.
That was the Beaumont
It was the
family.
Beaumont family who really, said, "No, let's please, can we keep this alive? You can't let something like this go. It has
Right.
to stay, alive."
Right.
But ultimately, I think it was the fans, because everywhere we went, there they were
Right.
in huge numbers and really on our side, and very supportive, and let us know, you stay. We want you here. We need you, and
One
we
of-
appreciate you.
One of the really good things that happened to us is Facebook. I mean, the response that we get on Facebook has been reinforcing for us. You know, when somebody says how well we did, or we're so happy that you're doing this, it kind of gives us a little fire, you know?
Yeah, and you share it, and then everybody knows
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Social media in general.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
they cancel your account.
I was going to say it can help you or hurt you. So for the last year, which is we're 10 months basically into this pandemic, what have you been doing as a group? Getting
Rehearsing.
Well, I
Yeah.
know we have a CD you're going to want to talk about.
Yeah.
But how often you get together and
Well, prior to this pandemic getting so serious as it has in the past couple of months, we rehearsed about once a week, sometimes twice a week. And it was really nice because we'd get together, we'd have lunch. My wife would make some nice lunch for us, and we'd talk a little bit and go rehearse, and then talk some more and eat some more.
Eat some more.
You left out the drinking part.
Oh, the drink.
Oh, that. Mm.
And then we'd have a few cocktails, you know. But it was really nice, and it kind of strengthened our camaraderie. We became much more close as a group, and started talking about what can we do to make this a little better.
Right.
And we worked on some medleys that are a little more updated. But then we did take a little bit of a hiatus around Christmas. Before Christmas, we decided to take a break for a while, so we haven't really gotten back to rehearsing yet. But we will.
are you booking
Yes and no.
venues?
We have.
Last year, all the bookings.
Yeah, they
like
but they told us,
rescheduled
yeah, we'll
Okay.
reschedule
this
it.
year.
We'll see.
Just
So,
like cruises.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't know if they're going to happen or not. I talked to a promoter, Harry G. Remember Harry G? And he said, honestly, he says, I've got stuff booked for March, April, and May, but I don't see anything happening till September.
wow.
Yeah.
So that came from a
Technically-
promoter in New York.
Technically, we were rescheduled to do the show at the,
I'm wondering, Legacy
Legacy,
Theater
yeah,
at the
here in Pittsburgh,
Passivant used
yeah.
PMC.
but I
little
don't think
theater.
that's going to happen.
That's the end of March.
End of March, yeah. March 20th, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's
I mean,
going to happen.
logistically, let's look at it. An audience of 3,000 people, an auditorium that holds 3,000 people, if they're going to be 6 feet apart, you're going to sell 500 tickets. And it really doesn't make any sense for the promoter.
Right.
So until this pandemic is lifted, we're at the mercy of doing outdoor concerts or things that are more socially distant.
Well, some of the, because I just watched, or we watched one over Christmas, Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
Yes.
which was a pay-per-view. And I don't know if that's the way things are going to go for a while and if
Could be.
anyone else is doing it. But it was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly not like being there,
No.
but you have to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing we have most in our favor, I mean, we did get to do 2 outdoor shows last year, and I think the thing we have in our favor is we're just a month or 2 away from spring and the nicer weather.
Yeah.
And I think the people who typically schedule things indoors are going to be looking for some way of doing it outdoors now. You know, because then the only thing you really have to worry about is the weather at that point. And I think that's the route that I think you're going to see a lot more outdoor events.
I'm thinking about my back porch.
Well, speaking of your back porch, I mean, first of all, I forgot to mention before that John is actually a resident here in Bethel Park, so he lives in the southern part, and during probably April of last year, he would have concerts
In my
his
driveway. Yeah.
And Jim was there a few times. I know Donna was there once.
Well, we had the whole Skyliners there one time. Yeah.
Well, you didn't invite me to that one.
We didn't?
Yeah, well,
It
it
was
was
on
a
Facebook.
pay-per-view.
Oh,
That was paid for you. Yeah, you,
And you didn't pay.
and I didn't view either. So.
I don't have plans and schemes, and I don't have hopes and dreams. I don't have anything since I don't have you. I don't have fond desires, and I
So it sounds like your rehearsings are just ready to
Yeah.
hit the road and
We did what we
start
could. We
doing
focused on the CD, and the CD came about primarily because when we would do our shows, we have a merchandise table, as many of the other performers do, with our T-shirts and hats and CDs and so on and so forth. And over the years, most of the people coming have already purchased all the music, and they kept saying, do you have a CD of the way the band is right now? That's what we really want. We loved what we just heard, but we want to hear that again, and we didn't. So we knew it was something that we pretty much had to do, is to redo everything that was as the way it is today. And now the proof of that is, the sales so far, since we've only released this, what, a week or two?
It was about a month ago, 3 weeks to a month
About
ago
3
we
weeks ago,
released it.
yeah, and already the sales are.
It's
we're
been a
blessed,
blessing.
Yeah.
So
been
the
great.
songs that are on this CD, it's a mixture of old Skyliners and new
some new
Skyliners.
stuff.
Yes.
There's some.
Yeah.
It's a brand new title on there that was written from our friends down in Nashville. It's a Christmas song. It's a holiday song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a winter song called "Dancing in the Snow," and it's also been well received. In fact, it's the only cut on that album that can be purchased online as a streaming thing. The rest we haven't released yet. As if you want it, you have to actually physically have the CD, which you can buy at our website,
Yes.
which is theskyliners.com.
Okay.
And
And merchandise. much
Yeah,
as
There's,
the
yeah.
there's
CD.
a tab
T-shirts
called the store. The
yeah,
store.
the store. Mhm.
And you click on that, and it takes you down to the bottom, and then you can do it via PayPal, which is real quick and easy.
Safe.
Discount for Bethel Park residents.
Yeah.
But I just wanted the inside of the cover of the Skyliner CD. I just wanted to read this little quote. Anytime you see the word Skyliners attached to any recording, stop in your tracks, buy, and listen, because the Skyliners never have done anything but greatness, and that was by Tony Orlando.
Very dear friend.
So
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I just got another really nice compliment today from Brian Hyland. You might remember him, Sealed with a Kiss.
Or
Itsy
Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini.
He's a very dear friend of ours as well. He's out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Teacher sealed with a kiss.
Bobby Wilson, Jackie Wilson's
I do
son,
that song.
absolutely loved it. Joey D.
The
From
Peppermint Twist.
Joey D and the Starlighters, Peppermint Twist.
Yeah.
yeah.
He even sent us a note and a picture of himself holding the CD, which was really nice. So we're getting a lot of support
Yeah.
from our fellow performers.
Right.
Right.
And what a blessing it has been to meet these people whose music we grew up with, and all of a sudden you're performing on the same stage as them. It's been great. It's
Yeah.
almost surreal.
Well, we will be playing, a few outtakes of your concerts, and certainly, a track off your new CD.
Great.
Thank you.
But I wanted to ask Donna that one of our residents said that, and this is actually to confirm or deny because they don't know for sure,
Okay.
but she said that Jimmy Beaumont had just broken up with his girlfriend in Castle Shannon, and he was driving down 6th Street going towards Route 88, and that's when he came up with the idea, Since I Don't Have You, the song Since I Don't Have You.
I
That-
thought that was Joe Rock.
Now,
She wanted to
I
go
heard
be a
it.
stewardess.
I heard that as Joe Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the one that penned the words,
Yeah.
and he'd stop at a light and write another
okay.
Yeah.
another line,
Yeah.
and go a little further and write another line in the car.
So he's the one who broke up with his girlfriend.
That was, I
that's-
think she broke up with him.
Oh,
She
okay.
wanted to go be a stewardess.
Oh, okay, so,
can't
so
write-
Jimmy was okay on this one then,
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't write good music unless you're in pain,
or in a car.
In a car.
or both.
Because Jimmy wrote all the music, Joe wrote the lyrics.
Okay.
The little songwriting team. And good songs.
Hell yeah.
My
Thank
gosh,
God.
they still hold up after all these
They
years.
do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. And
In
Classics.
fact, Since I Don't Have You has been re-recorded by over 100 different artists, like
Yep.
Sinatra, Streisand,
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
I don't
Don
care for that
McLean.
version.
Don McLean.
Don
Yeah, I mean,
McLean.
on and on and on. Look it up on the internet. I mean, there's a list this long of people who've re-recorded that song.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
right. And then not only the people that recorded it, but if you go on YouTube and do cover,
Right.
Yeah.
then you have another
Yeah.
100,000 people
Yeah.
people doing that. So
Sure.
In which
sure.
case, since you brought that up, I would like to give some praise to Donna here, because anytime anyone redoes another tune and covers it, they're either going to do it their own way, which like Jose Feliciano will do something, really just his way, which is beautiful. But anybody who's trying to do it like we did it, it may still sound very nice, but there's a certain intricacy to Skyliner harmonies that would be almost impossible to duplicate as to how we interweave things and stuff like that. And that's due to Donna having that knowledge from day one and retaining that, and her musical expertise to retain that and teach it to us so that we know what the correct way is to do that. And that's why when people hear this song, it's we were one of the first bands to have strings behind this type of music, and first band to do this and the first band to do that. But when you're hearing something, it's those beautiful voices, the way they were originally blended, and Donna knows how that was, and she's kept that alive, which is, I think, our signature as to why we are who we are.
Sure. You know, we've been
Jimmy was-
touring with doo-wop groups, but we're not a doo-wop group.
No, not at all.
I mean, we are, as John said, our harmonies are intricate. They're a little more complicated than what you would hear with doo-wop bands, groups, and
That's not to say anything bad about their
Oh, no,
harmonies. Their
no, no.
harmonies
Right.
are
No, no.
beautiful.
Just
yeah.
style.
it's just we have a
Style.
different
Style.
take on it,
Yeah.
a different style, different thing. But anyway, you're right. Donna's been a great help to all of us. You know, she sits at our piano and gives us our parts.
No, it's this note. No.
There's a cut on
She's a
that.
slave driver.
There's a cut on the CD, One More Mountain, that features Donna by herself singing and playing, which really gives her a chance to shine with her beautiful voice, because she just has an amazing voice. And then, of course, her playing is on the piano there on the CD. She has to be one of the all-time best pianists I've ever heard in my life, and certainly anybody I've ever had a chance to work with. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here. I'm already in the band, so I'm not trying to blow smoke here.
Wow.
I'm just saying, what it is.
Did she
what
give
the
you that
fact is.
check?
She did.
Okay.
I'll split it with you later on.
Your
But I
hair
think-
looks really good, by the way.
Well, isn't that the song that you sang that I came up and asked you?
Yes,
Donna? Okay.
I think so.
And I will tell you this, the message I got from Brian Hyland today talked about that. He absolutely loves the song, but he says it should be a duet.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said. His opinion. I don't think it should be. I think you're good by yourself.
It's almost a children's song.
Yeah. Sounds like it should be in a
like a
Disney.
Disney
It
thing, yeah.
is.
I mean,
it
if
is.
you two guys are busy, I'd be more than happy to fill in.
Well,
You'd be our third or fourth choice.
actually, Jack is probably one of the only mayors ever, anywhere, who's had the opportunity to sing with us.
The singing
That's
mayor.
right.
The singing
I
mayor,
know,
yeah.
and the night that we did that, I couldn't wait to get home to post it on Facebook. So, guess what I did tonight? I got
we
to
sang
sing
a-
with the Skyliner.
And
We
Jack's got
sang a
a,
song by the Vogues. I think it was by the Vogues.
Yeah.
And the harmonies were spectacular. People were crying. People were falling over, kissing his feet, that kind of stuff. It was great. It was great.
Jack
And he
does
didn't buy me one drink.
Well, I think they were already drunk.
Aren't we in the police station?
yeah.
Hey, listen, we forgot something.
What did we forget?
There's a fourth member.
Yeah, there is. Thank
Aw,
you for
how
bringing
could
that
we
up.
forget
And Eric
Eric?
couldn't be here today. Eric Bruce.
Right? I was going to mention that because
Okay.
he's the newest one.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
Eric and I have been together since we were kids. We sang in groups together. Strangely enough, he sang in a group with Rick Morris, who later became a member of the Skyliners. And Eric and I have been singing together for years. So when there was another personnel change, John and I kind of looked at each other and went, Eric Bruce. And it worked out great.
Yeah. There are
Eric he's enthusiastic, and he's our IT guy, by the way. He knows this
yeah.
stuff inside and out. So he's been great with the website and everything else.
Yeah. He sends us hellos and apologies that he couldn't make it today. There's always been Jimmy Beaumont and the Skyliners. Jimmy Beaumont is and was Jimmy Beaumont, but unfortunately, like all of us, he passed. And we're still saddened by that tremendously. But the Skyliners have always been the Skyliners. And just like the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Pirates or any other group, you know, members change, you know, but the essence of that thing is still there. You
It's
know,
alive.
It's alive, and you know, for those doubters out there, and there's a couple.
There
are. You know, this is something that we take extremely seriously, and we are very, very dedicated and devoted to, and it's deep in all of our hearts, and it's not to be taken lightly. We are committed, and we are and have been and always will be the Skyliners. You know, even if we decide that it's time for us to leave the band and somebody else to come in and take our place, you know, it's like you know, any other. You know, once you've been with the military, you know, that stays with you. I mean, you know, just because you leave doesn't mean that you know.
You're right about
Yeah.
the Steelers had the steel curtain,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're gone,
Yeah.
but they still root for the
And
Steelers.
they're still called the Steelers, you know.
You know, so it's basically
Well,
the same
I
thing. We're
mean-
trying to keep it alive.
And you obviously are with your brand of music because you've been, or the Skyliners have been going for over 60 years.
Right. Yeah.
And now that you're rejuvenating everything with a new CD and obviously new members, but when we can to go out and perform again, you'll just keep that legacy going.
Absolutely. And we guarantee that we're working very hard to keep the show new, fresh, and new, and up to everybody's expectations. So,
Right.
you know, we
It's
hope
important.
to exceed them. So come to the shows if and when we can.
Okay, you want to give your website again?
Yeah.
For the CD and merchandise?
www.theskyliners.com, and it is the only official website for us out there. And look us up on Facebook, like us on Facebook.
We have two sites.
Yeah.
We have the Skyliners Facebook page, and we have the Skyliners group Facebook page.
Yeah.
You can join both, and we'll keep you informed as to our upcoming events. You know, anything new in the band. You know, people. You know, whatever's happening, we'll keep you informed. I will tell you this: somebody, I think it was Joe Marioni, one of our promoters, posted a picture of me and from the Drifters,
Oh, Charlie Thomas.
Charlie Thomas,
Yeah.
and somebody said, "Was Jim one of the original Skyliners from the '50s?" And I thought, God, do I look that old?
We won't say.
No, I'm not.
No. And with that,
Eh,
so I want to thank you for coming today.
Yeah.
It's a
been a
great
pleasure.
way
Thanks
to
for having us.
kick off 2021. Good luck with the concert season if it happens. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you,
thank
Jack.
you very
Thanks.
much.
Thanks for
to
having
everybody
us.
out there.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I want to give a special thanks to the Skyliners for being here. And we look forward to seeing you next month on another episode of Jack of All Trades.